Hi, my name is Brandis Boyd Cooper. Welcome to BioMaze Coordination Chronicles Healthcare from A to Z. Today, I have two wonderful people with me representing Sands Pharmacy here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Please welcome, we have Candace Lydia and we also have Laura Miller.
Thank you for having us.
So let's start out. Can you guys give me some background about yourselves or introduce yourself to the audience, please? And we'll start with Candace.
Yes, I am the supervisor over the dermatology department, which I handle all of the general derm. I handle the biologics as far as working with the coordinators in all the offices. So that's what I do. I run the inside and she runs the outside.
And my name is Laura Miller, and I am the outside sales rep for Sands RX Dermatology Division. And I come from an office. I was in an office for 6 years as a medical assistant in a pretty large practice, and that's where I gained the knowledge that I needed to be able to translate it into the field side.
Okay. So let me just start back. I want to know the background on Sands Pharmacy. And so, Laura, I guess you're going to kind of help us with that.
Well, Sands Pharmacy as it first started out, it was called Inverness Pharmacy, and they were really not doing any specialty except for, I believe it was hemophilia. And then as it began to grow, they started adding different divisions. It is straight specialty pharmacy. We don't do a lot of the, everyday medicines or, stuff like that. We have a women's health division. We have a hemophilia division. We have a dermatology division, we have a fertility division, and we are in the weight loss compounding division. We have that too.
Are you guys going to expand into any other fields or specialties that you know of?
We are expanding right now pretty rapidly into the infusion side of things.
Are you guys going to do like an in-house infusion, or are you going to do like a home infusion?
Right now we have home infusion. We have nurses that go to the patient's home and take care of it that way.
And as far as your nurses, are they like LVNs, RNs?
RNs, yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
And then, so what other type of services does Sands Pharmacy offer besides?
Well, we provide free delivery.
Okay.
If we can get the patient taken care of right away, we can do same day delivery. If we get the script in, get the patient talked to before 2 p.m., we do offer same day delivery. If not, it's definitely the next day. Now, when it comes to our compounding with the GP1, we do have to wait a few more days with that one. We kind of tell patients 5 business days on that one, just due to the high demand. But other than that, if it's the biologics, I make sure if I can get it out same day, it's going same day. If not, they definitely get it the next day, for sure.
Now, with the communication efforts with Sands and patients, how many times do you reach out to a patient before you're like, wait, calling the office, figuring out what to do next?
Well, normally we know like the next day. We have a system where we text the patient the first day and we call the next day. Now, if we see it's not a valid phone number, we're calling the office right away to get a backup number. I'm not going to say we harass, but we pretty much call them every day until we can get something, or they're getting a text same day. Every day they're getting a text from us that we have their prescription. So we definitely stay on top of it. I feel like it's better with us being a specialty pharmacy, but also considered like an independent, because you can't talk to people at Kroger. You can't talk to people at Sendera. It's a more one-on-one.
Okay.
And I mean, I deal with patients at night with sometimes, like on my own valuable cell phone. So it's like you don't get that action,
That communication.
at big pharmacies like you do with
And
us.
that's nice that you touched on that, because my next question was, what sets you guys apart from other pharmacies?
I feel like we're more one-on-one.
More one-on-one.
You get more personal skills. You get a valid person to talk to instead of a automated service. Yes, technology is what it is these days. I get it. We all want to not have to talk. We just want to text. But you also want to get recommended, like speaking to somebody as well.
And to touch on that, I feel like that they get to speak to the same person every time.
Yes.
So it's not one of those where you call and you talk to somebody and something happens and you get hung up on or whatever, and you're like, oh my God, I'm never going to get that person back. You can call right back and say, hey, can I speak to Candace? And you'll get Candace right on the phone.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. Now, from a sales rep
Okay.
What differs, do you think?
I think from the sales rep in terms of big pharma to me is a big difference because I don't need the signatures. I don't need all that kind of stuff when I go in. But I'm offering a service versus a drug. So when I can go in and I can cater to the office. I can help them with whatever they need. I can, rely on, I always sell Candace. We've got inside help all the time. Call this number. You'll never wait on hold. But in terms of being different than the outside guys is I'm just selling a service and it's easier to sell. I can work with those guys to sell their service too. Do you know what I mean? I can team up with the reps and say, hey, I'd love to, work with you guys and see if we can fill more of your prescription and when you're working just big pharma, you can't do that. You can't,
right.
you're just on your own. So when I go into the office and somebody's already back there, well, I can go back too, because I'm like, oh, well, I know them. We're selling a service.
Yeah.
Well, what makes you different from other pharmacies as a sales rep? Like, for instance, like you against RX Square.
I feel like the only thing that can make us different is our relationships and how we reach out to people and how we connect with people and how much time we spend trying to develop those relationships. I know everybody in every single office I go in. I always have somebody that I'm like, hey, and that I talk to on a regular basis. So I feel like that connection sets us apart. I feel like if something goes wrong or if something doesn't go wrong and there's a baby shower or something needs to be taken care of, they can call me. I have personal relationships with at least one or two in every single office.
So what I'm hearing from you, it's more about the relationship and less about the numbers.
Yes.
Everything is about the relationship.
It's about the relationship.
And I've heard good rapport. When I always, if I use you all, I give your name. I always say, hey, reach out to Candace. How does it make you feel when patients are actually calling and asking for you?
It doesn't, I feel good about it for the fact that my goal has always been take care of the patient. So, and patients, when you don't take care of them, they get frustrated. They're already dealing with a medical condition that is not fun. So if you're able to provide that service and take care of a patient, that's one of my number one goals, patient. Patient matters. It ain't about the number. Yeah, pharmacies do have to make money. Everybody has to make money. The pharmaceutical companies, doctors' offices, us as a pharmacy, we all have to make money. But at the end of the day, it's about the patient.
Okay. So as far as volume of prescriptions that you guys get in, what do you see you get the most of? Is it more in dermatology? Do you see more in the hemophilia world?
Ooh, right now it's our GP1.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Everybody wants to be skinny.
Everybody
Wants to be skinny.
Everybody's on the shot.
Everybody's on the shot.
Everybody wants to be skinny.
We get a fair amount of. We probably fill around 10,000 a month derm drugs.
Yeah.
Derm drugs?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there one that's one derm drug that's a little bit higher than others that you get more volume in?
Oh, yeah. We do tend to sell a lot of the topicals as far as the Opsilera, the Vitamas, the Zoryve. And that's more because we work as getting it taken care of, approved through the insurance. We coordinate with the patients, make sure they have samples. The topicals and the JAK inhibitors and our biologics, them are our number one keys right now.
We do a lot of Accutane too.
Yeah, a lot of Accutane.
But it fluctuates because when winter comes around, you're going to sell more steroids for dry skin or whatever. So, but the Accutane stays pretty on
consistent.
spot. Yeah,
consistent. Now, how as far as geographically, how far out does Sands go, or where can you deliver to? Can you go across state lines? Can people in Indiana use you?
That's a good question.
Well, yes. So we are licensed in almost all 50 states. Our GP1 is only in certain states. Well, now general derm, with shipping, we have to be careful with the insurance PBMs because they'll ding us if we're billing in another state and the patient lives over here. But we do, with our infusions and our biologics, no matter what, we're going to ship it to you if we're licensed there. And it's just the general derm that's kind of, do we want to lose an insurance contract over Dorix?
No.
Yeah.
So the PBMs control a lot of where we ship.
So it's
they really do.
We have to be smart.
So, and I know this is going to be a little touchy service, just as far as technology, We're not going to talk about anything in the pipeline. I just want to know, what do you guys have right now as far as communication? Is it an app? Is it just the text system? Can somebody go in and click a link and then look and see what medications they have listed? Or
Right. So right now with our technology, we're still working on our provider portal and our patient portal, but we do have the option of where you can go online and suggest a refill. We do have pay by text, so we can flip you a quote. You can go fill all your information in, your address, pay for it, keep it moving. Don't have to call us back. So right now with our technology, we do have those few options where they don't have to communicate with us. They can just pay online.
okay, and that seems to be pretty easy
Right now,
going.
for right now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many different locations does Sands have currently?
We have Georgia, which is mostly focused on infusions and fertility and hemophilia, but we do have McKinney, which is focused on our general compounds and dermatology. Then we have our Wiley location that is focused on all sterile compounds, which is like the GP1s and other medications that are injectable. And then Frisco is our location that is focused on fertility.
So how does Sands stay up to date with the latest industry trends and regulations?
Social media.
Social media?
Well, and
And
relationships, like with
relationships
you.
with you.
Yeah.
You
we
know,
stay
that's
up
what
on-
help us. a
That
lot.
helps us a lot. Staying in touch with the reps, like we do, talking to them about the coupons and talking to them. We know a lot of times that their stuff changed before they even know.
Yeah.
Like, oh, your coupon changed. But we,
I love that. I love that.
but we,
Yeah.
but we try to, it's mainly relationships. Like if something changes in the industry, like you'll call and say, hey, this is going to change, or this is going to change at CVS Caremark, or this is going to be here. And we just stay on top of that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you mentioned that and tied in relationships, because my next question is to Laura. How do the sales representatives at Sands Pharmacy target their offices and make sure, and they're ensuring that they're building the relationship?
When I first started and we needed business, we had no business so we needed business. So what I did was I went into the main big offices that had more than one location. And that's how I started. I said, okay, I'm going to go to US Derm, and I target here. And then it was easy to go over here and say, well, hey, Brantis is using us over here, or hey, Susie's using us over there. So that's how I started it. I went into McGinnis. I went into the big guys, and I worked my way out from the big one, like in Plano, out, Barros out, and then when we started doing the biologics. When I got a good thing going, like we had good business coming in, then I was reaching out to more of the independents. Well, then all of the stuff changed, and a lot of the big guys, doctors were leaving to go be back independent. So they took me with them when they left. So it built on its own. It started with the big guys and worked its way out. Then I went to the independents, and then when they all became independent again, they just took me with them. So I got to stay in the big ones and go be independent too.
So I'm glad you mentioned biologics again, because I have a question for Candace.
Yes, ma'am.
When it comes to biologics and doing prior authorizations and just trying to get the process started, can you please tell people what you need to make sure that's done efficiently?
You need a lot. Not a lot, but you just need the basic general information as far as starting with their insurance, making sure we have the correct coverage, making sure we have the correct address that the insurance company has, making sure that we have all of the information that we will need properly to get the PA going. We need chart notes. We need diagnosis codes. We need history of what can fall in behind whatever their diagnosis is. Because a lot of patients have more than just one diagnosis. So we need all of that information in order to even get started with the PA. To
Tried and fails.
Try everything.
So basically, offices need to look at you all as like a regular pharmacy that they're working with, like not like the mom and pops, but like the Senderas and the Krogers of the world.
Right.
Because I think that's where it falls short. They think, oh well, it's Sands, I don't have to send that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, I need those chart notes like now. Today.
Even with the topicals, like we discussed, what we push mostly of the Oxaleras, the Vitamas, the Zorbies. I tell the pharmaceutical reps, just tell the office to send the chart notes, please. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to need them.
Right.
And they're like, well, is it just Blue Cross or
No,
is it just
it's everybody.
No, like just send it. Just send the chart notes. I don't care what plan the patient has. Just send them so I have them so I can move forward. Otherwise, we're ping ponging. I need this. Can you upload this? Can you do this? Can you do that? So it's just for patient care and to make it smooth selling. Provide all information that you can up front so we're not going back and forth.
It makes their life easier once she gets all that information because we don't have to call you anymore.
Well, she knows.
Well, you know.
Well, I personally know, but you don't ever have to call and ask me for anything.
No,
because everything, you're going to have everything from me up
Yeah,
front.
all
if
up
I'm-
front.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you even put the insurance information in the e-script notes. I'm up here like,
Say it loud for the people in the back.
That's right. I hear you.
Did you guys hear that? When I
Yes.
send a script to SANS, I literally put the RX bin, PCN, and group number in the pharmacy note. So there's
Yeah.
never an issue.
never an issue.
And even if it's an approved PA, they're getting that information as well.
Yep.
And that's how you can stay up front of things versus trying to lag behind, because I feel like you're chasing your tail if
You are.
you're not
You
giving you
are.
that information.
If you don't have that, it's a delay. So
It's a
it
huge
causes a delay
That's what I was gonna say, it's
in
patient care
moving
delay.
forward in patient care if you just send the bare minimum.
Okay. Now, there's one program that I was able to help you guys get started on, which I'm very proud of.
Oh, yeah.
And that is Otezla Bridge. I heard there's a lot of pharmacies this year not sending or not being a part of that program. And I'm like, well, why not? It's a great program to be a part of. Of course, not everybody's going to need Bridge, but there's some people out here whose PBMs are still saying no to Otezla, which is shocking to me.
Right.
And it's there's those one-off plans, So how does that service work? What do people need to do if they want their patient to get a Bridge prescription? Do you rather them have the notation on the script saying please send Bridge, or what do you want from them?
Yes. So when you send it over, you, of course, and then I have a few other offices, put it in the e-script notes. Please send Bridge. Because when I see that, I know you're already working on it. I know that the patient needs the medicine. It needs to go. And if I have that capability or opportunity to be able to go ahead and get it out to the patient, I'm going to do it. Okay. So when I know it's in the e-script notes and you say send Bridge, I know it's being worked on, and we can let the patient know, hey, your PA is being worked on with the insurance, but we have the opportunity of a coupon to give it to you for free. Let us get it shipped out right away with your address, etc. And then I'm aware that it's being worked on, and I can always go look back and cover my meds to see where the status is of the patient.
And a lot of times I need you to start a key for
Yeah,
me
a lot of
because,
times.
and a lot of times I'm like, hey, please send Bridge. I need a key because I cannot pull the PBM.
Yeah, you can't get the
How
insurance.
fast do you get that key over to people?
I get it as soon as the script touches me. I'm going to get the key over to you within that day, no later than the next day. It all depends on the time that the script comes over. If you get it to me in the morning, you're going to get that key that day.
That day. That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. So we're getting ready to come to a close in just a few minutes, but I want to know, what do you see in the landfill for 2025 for SANS?
I see us having the great opportunity to push more biologics.
Okay.
I know the PBMs can pick and choose from time to time, but what you can send to me, what I can fill. But I really want to push our biologics and being more of a specialty to the patients that need biologics and stuff. I'm okay with the general derm. I get it. I want to service our offices no matter what. But I want us to specialize in more of the specialty topics. Even infusions. We have infusions on that side. We're slowly trying to...
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah,
I
we're
see
trying to
us
get
becoming
into-
more of a player in the infusion field and the biologic field.
Yeah.
More of a straight specialty role.
Okay.
That's our goal.
Yeah, that's our goal.
Have you guys talked to I guess I could say his name, Maddie?
Yeah.
About the EPLIS yet? About being able to ship Bridge for EPLIS?
Yes, we
Yes.
have.
And what is the verdict?
It's in the works.
It's in the works. Okay.
You know what we're going to get with that.
I sure hope so, because I feel like that would be a huge opportunity for you all
We
to
agree.
even just get your foot in the door when it comes to working with other pharmaceutical companies. And if people start realizing, oh, well, they do Bridge,
Yeah.
then I think that's how the trickle down effect will happen.
I agree.
For you all.
It'll
And then-
open up doors.
And especially with your service being so fast. So I'm going to let people know, I take pride in how fast I can get medication to patients. And there's always a story that I brag on. And it's one day I had a patient who was leaving the office who had about 80% BSA. And they came to me and was like, do you want me to sample them? And I'm like, no, the patient's dual eligible. Why would you want to sample them? I literally had that patient approved at noon. Candace had that medicine out the door at 3:30. The patient received it at 4. So when people ask me what my fastest fill time is, I say 4 hours.
4 hours.
And they look at me like, how did that happen? And I'm like, I work with one of the best pharmacies ever.
Well, we appreciate you saying
We appreciate
that. We really
you. Yeah,
do. We appreciate it.
For sure.
I appreciate you all and all that you do. Now, how can offices get a hold of you if they need you? Or, is there a phone number, an address? What do we need to do to get your name out there some more?
You can call us, and you can call Candace at 469-606-0015, and she will send me anywhere that I need to go for dermatology.
Yep.
Well, I thank you all for being here, Candace,
you.
Laura.
Thank
We thank
you so
Sands. And if you guys ever need anything from me, you know how to get a hold of me.
Yes,
yeah.
Thank you, Brandis. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.